Everyone, welcome to Next Big Future. Today, I'm going to talk about why the next few years, the future of electric vehicles is locked in. We know what's going to happen, and this is important because you can, use this to guide your investments and help with any other business planning that you need to do. So, one is electric cars have been growing 50, 60% every year, and that's continuing through the first half of 2022, even with the lockdown in China, which impacted several hundred thousand vehicles. The lockdown because of COVID. So heading to 10 million vehicles in 2022. It does include plug-in hybrids, so it's probably about 8 million battery electric vehicles. So the second half in 2023 will be stronger than the first half. New factories are opening up. Other things that show that the trends will be stronger second half of this year and into 2023. But one of the main things is that combustion engines, the traditional car, is going to be replaced very shortly in the next few years. There's a $3,000 per year price advantage because you only have gas and repairs. $3,000 is 500 gallons of gasoline or so at $6 per gallon. And it's even more expensive in many other places other than the United States. So again, this is locked in, and the electric vehicles are getting 5 to 10% better every year. So, which may not be a huge amount year over year, but if you do that for 4 or 5 years, then the car becomes twice as good. So it's already superior, winning market share from gas cars, and they're going to get even better and stronger, which means that by 2025, 2026, 68% of cars will be electric vehicles globally. And you need to ignore hybrid and cheap China EVs. Those are some numbers that cause some confusion as into analyzing the markets. The cheap EVs, yes, they matter for Chinese consumers, but those sub $10,000, sub $15,000 cars don't matter for the world markets. Europeans and Americans buy more expensive vehicles, and the hybrids are a temporary thing. They will be completely replaced. Battery EVs are already more than that. You can just think about how irrelevant the Toyota Prius currently is, when before it used to be the thing. So in terms of plug-in vehicle numbers, you get these numbers that include plug-in hybrid vehicles and the cheap vehicles, and that clouds what is actually happening, because you have the top seller in May when you had the worst lockdowns for Tesla, and you have this Wulong Mini, a $5,000 vehicle, a little golf cart vehicle. And then you have a bunch of plug-in hybrid vehicles mixed in, which matter now. It matters to the BYD selling them, but they will be, and Volkswagen sells a bunch of them, but those will be completely replaced when we transition to this all EV world, which is happening very quickly. Hyundai, Kia, Volkswagen, NIO, XPeng, they make, and other than Tesla, they make the over $40,000 vehicles. And BYD is the few, although they're mostly cheaper vehicles. BYD is a Chinese EV maker with Warren Buffett's funding. Tesla's prices start at the average US car price of about $47,000 currently. And so that means they can potentially address about half of the market, midway price and up. But they have the ability to get even cheaper, as I discussed, with the improving battery technology. So please like and subscribe. That would really help. So overall car production has been down 10% in 2020, 2021, 2022 because of COVID and because of the chip shortage, and that's going to continue to 23, 24. So this shortage of 5 to 10 million cars every year is what's putting this extra demand, and it's leaving it wide open for EVs to fill the void. So EVs are growing, and just when they're growing, the ICE vehicles have the supply chain problems that are preventing them from doing anything. Tesla has over 50% market share where they have supply. In Europe, it's a bit less than 50% for that 40K plus market, but Tesla has had the disadvantage of about $12,000 in import duties because they're sending cars from China, and also $2,000 in shipping. That cost advantage is going away. And Tesla is able to outcompete these other cars, like having 75% share in the United States, even when they have used up a $7,500 tax credit because they sold over 2,000 vehicles, and they're still outselling everyone. So even these several $1,000s of disadvantages, Tesla's overcoming them, and now they're also eliminating them now because they're getting in Europe production in the Berlin factory. So how do I can say that things are all over? If you look at the example of World War II, in 1943, the war doesn't end until 1945. But 1943, the US factories are humming at full speed, they're fully mobilized, and then they start producing tanks, 10 times as many tanks as the Germans, 10 to 20 times as many tanks. So the battles still have to occur for the next 2 or 3 years, but the US and Russian factories are out of reach of the Germans, while the German factories are being bombed. So the German factories are degrading, and then the US production is increasing. The battles, actual market competition in our EV example will occur, but the production is already telling the tale, right? So that's the same thing for EVs today. So the future is already set. And what about whether things will sell or not? Tesla is sold out to 2023, right? Because these back orders, and then the oversupply of orders relative to production will continue to 2023. So again, the future is set. We know this because of the extra orders, and we can walk and track that if we want. But this is why it's a known future. And who are the factories and battery supplies? Tesla just opened up 2 huge new factories, and just like you could say, okay, roll back the clock 2018. Tesla has 1 factory in Fremont. They just opened the China Model 3 factory. And then you can see then the production forecast for 2019, 2020. They know, okay, we're going to get there because we have the factories and the batteries. So if you have the factories and the batteries, that's what the electric vehicle is. You can know what's going to happen in the next 2 or 3 years. So by end of 2023, all 4 of Tesla's factories at full production. And they also expand the China factory again. We're looking at 3 million plus cars by the end of 2023. 3 million plus cars at about $60,000 average selling price, $180 billion. So then they're at the sales revenue of roughly Volkswagen and Toyota, right? Almost double GM and Ford, especially when you add in, any other battery sales, et cetera. Self-driving, you see the videos, that's all happening, where Tesla's beta testers, 100,000 beta testers, are all doing really well with the self-driving. So Tesla will have double the EV units of any other competitor. So no other competitor will have more than 1.5 million in battery electric vehicles. And Tesla will have 4 times the revenue of it because the higher volume BYD sells cheaper vehicles. Higher volume than other competitors, than Volkswagen, Hyundai, but not as much as Tesla. And like Apple and smartphones has like 80% of the profits of that whole industry, even though they only sell 20% of the units. Tesla sells at a higher price and will have the vast majority of the profits. They're like 2-3 times as profitable as anyone else in the industry. In 2024, Tesla will be straight up the largest car company by sales. All the old car companies will not have the money or technology to compete. So it's already all over for the old car companies. The sales, the factories, the batteries, everything is already set. Just like Germany was doing in World War II, all these old companies are already done. EVs have already beaten the ICE combustion engine vehicles, and Tesla wins with over 50% in the over $40,000 EV market in China, in Europe, in the United States. So ICE is dead and Tesla wins. It's already happened. It just has to play out over the next 2 years. So that's the future of EVs that are locked in. Thanks for watching, and talk to you next time.